Welcome back to the junk pile. Several videos have been made since I've been in this location and none have been posted. So if this one makes it to the internet, I will be surprised. Behind me is what used to be my drafting table area. I'll try to put a photo in now. I think I have one somewhere. And these cabinets, shelving, my mother recently gave to me and has completely sent my work/living area into disarray. And I'm trying to put that back into functioning order because I really need to get back to drawing. But as my girlfriend Tracy says, I'm in my maker phase right now, and so I really am making a bunch of stuff that what I consider problem solving. One thing is I took my drafting table out of this space that was here. It was just a piece of plywood on hinges with a 2x4 that was strung across this window, and it gave me a good 30 to 45 degree angle to work from. And so now I just have this old desk, and I'm going to build a drafting table that will sit on top of it for now. And I'm going to try to document that process. Welcome back. I think it's been more than 2 years since I've made a video for the Junk Pile O-Matic channel. I do have some drawing videos on the iArt Jeremy channel. ADHD, can't stop doing stuff, probably won't. So this is as good as it gets. So that's the project for today, and hopefully I can make a video of it and finish that process of getting my drafting table, because I really would like to have a dedicated drawing space to move forward. And it's going to change again. Everything in my life changes. I don't know what else to say here. I'm 10,000 projects going on at once, and just trying to take care of it. So welcome to that process. Welcome to the snake pit. This is the area where it's storing all of my junk right now, and it is full. And it's a disaster, but I'm working on it. I call this the snake pit because when I moved in, I kept finding snakes down here. And so there you go. The snake pit. This is where I work on my projects and stuff now. Well, actually, this is where I store all my junk. I'm trying to get back into getting my projects done. So yeah, welcome. Watch your step. This right here is it's a frame that you put posters in, but it's from like a department store that had the big file that you flip through for posters. That's what this is. I have a couple more. Actually, I had the whole rack, but I only have the frames. I didn't have the structure that held the frames. But I had been using this plexi. I don't know if you can tell if that's plexi or not, but there's plexi in there. And I had been using that on my drafting table, on that desk, because sometimes I like to sit behind the couch and draw while I'm watching YouTube videos. But And I came down last night and I slid this into one of these because I was looking for a solution. And it's like, hey, that might work, or I could have modified it a little bit. And it fits almost perfect, but it's just a little shy, but it will be held in there. I did take a Sawzall and cut it down because it would be here, so I need to move this here. And I might use a piece of wood, but first I'm going to see. I can't find any of my metal working tools, and I don't want to weld down here because of the condition it's in. So I'm going to try to figure out how to attach this without a lot of metal work. So I'll check back in. If I don't film some time lapse, I'll just check back in and tell you what's going on. Just another note, these frames have these pegs on both ends, and I want to try to utilize those as a pivot or a stand, so that I can adjust the angle. So I hope I can make that work. If not, I'll cut that off, I think. And yeah, the tabs there were just spot welded, so I'm taking these pliers and just trying to pop that loose. With that task done, I'm going to drill a hole, or at least try to, or cut out here so that this pin can exit the other side. This side doesn't matter because it's the side that the poster is supposed to slide into. So there's already a place for the pin to come through. I have to say the footage of me doing that was terrible, but that was very satisfying, getting that in the first shot. Now this one, it's a little bit too beefy with that metal there. I'm going to try to work on getting that extra there. I might try to find my grinder and grind that off. And I'm probably going to put just screws. I think I'll use this as the bottom. I guess it doesn't matter. I do need to use a T-square on this. So I need one side to slide well. And I guess if I have a screw down here that's in the way, I need to figure out how to countersink it or something, so that it doesn't interfere with my T-square, although my T-square is going to hit here with whatever I do. So that might mess me up. We'll see. This is only a temporary solution anyway. Found these little machine screws. I think I'll try to drill some holes, and I will have to find my grinder and grind it off at the back, and take it from there. I'll just have to take the risk of my T-square not going over that, but I can tape up in the middle too, my artwork and stuff. So well, that actually worked, and it is a little bit off on this side, but it's not going to hurt anything because there's this big gap anyway for the poster loading side. I was covering up the microphone. I hope you heard that. But on this side, I was thinking, I don't really need a screw if this stays in here, and I might just cut this off a little long and fold it around. I really don't know what my mechanism is going to be as far as tilt yet, but I think I'm leaning towards this end being tilt. Although it wouldn't be bad if the other end, I know you can't see a thing that I'm doing over here. If this was the top and I had legs that drop down that were adjustable, which might be a better option. And then the weight of the plexi is down in this crevice. But that will mess me up over here if this isn't straight for my T-square. I could add a runner and level it out, but I was trying to avoid that. Working it out as I go. Now I'm going to cut these off because that's going to have to be done anyway. This other side might need a bolt in it too. I don't think that it's going to hold. I don't think there's enough strength for that corner to hold it together. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a bolt through it. I'm also squaring this up before I drill so that when I do use my T-square on it, I should have a fairly straight and level plane to work off of. I'm just sitting here eyeballing this thing now. I thought I had a good idea what I was going to do, but for some reason that's escaping my mind right now. Or maybe, I think it's a overload of ideas about what I want to do and what materials to use, because you know, I got to dig through all the junk to decide what I'm going to use. Oh, it's right there on that line. All right. This is just an old countertop backsplash. Uh-oh. Too short. How did I do that? Okay. Look how pretty that is. You never know what you find in old pallet wood. But it was pretty rough. It was bent and twisted, so surprise, surprise. And now's the time in the build where my leg starts going numb and I have to stop for a little while, which is good because my filming device, aka my phone, is needing charged. So hopefully I will get back to this evening and get this thing wrapped up. because it's taking too long for such a small job, but that's how it goes. Slow but sure. Slow and steady wins a race. Something like that. Apologize about all that backlighting, but I'm not dealing with it right now. Dinner's in the microwave. Phone's on the charger, and going to start watching some Sam Raimi's Evil Dead, the original 1979, I think. Is it 79? Yeah, 1979. So that will be my entertainment while I get the feeling back in my leg, and hopefully I can get back to at least buttoning that together tonight. I don't have a lift mechanism. I'm building a frame, and where the pins can go through each side, the frame will kind of like capture it, and it will swivel up on those pins. Then I'll have to build a device that, you know, does the holds it up when it's at an angle. At an angle. I don't know what I'm going to do for that. I'm just tackling it as I go. So that's where I'm at right now. Hopefully I don't get too scared and have to hide under the covers after I watch this. I've watched it before, but it's been years ago. So checking in a few. Well, I am thoroughly terrified and disgusted now. It's like 10 degrees outside again, and it is freezing in this house. No, it's not freezing, but it's probably 60 degrees. Oh, and blah, 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 blah. It is roughly 62 degrees in here. So it's not bad. It's warmer in this room than it is the living room. It's freezing in there. There we go, that's better. Okay, yes. Looks a little short right there, though. So I probably should drill my hole for that right now. Oh, that's so out of square. Okay. Aha! Exactly what I wanted it to do. All right. Somewhere in my measurements, actually I don't think it's my measurements because this side matches up good, but this side is this much off, like quarter of an inch. This does have a bow in it, but I don't think it's taking a quarter of an inch. But I think progressively as it moves, this little bump out from this other side that I didn't square up is transferring to a shortage over there. So I had to figure out how I'm going to deal with that right now. I don't want to cut a whole new piece. I think what I'm going to do is just double it up like this, because I'm going to make some risers to hold up the frame anyway. So but I do have this, the peg hole drilled there. So it will have to just be a little bitty piece to make up the difference. And, or I can cut it out. I might have to drill through. I better drill through and try it first. No, because it needs that space, so it needs to be gone. That one took a sacrifice, but we might get it together. This is some janky stuff, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. And because I extended that, I had to find a longer screw. Yeah, that one looks like it'll work. Y'all ain't never going to guess what I did. I drilled out that hole for the tab for the rod that pivots, and I didn't change my drill bit, and now it's too so what I'm going to do now, find a wider diameter screw or plug the hole. But this is going to be a weak corner. I'm going to have to really beef this side up, I guess. Right. That is together. I just used a longer screw, and it is performing the action I want it to do now. I think I'm going to put some stops. Look at how wide off it is over here. I don't know if that's because of this being out of square. I know that side is off a little bit, but you know, you compound it over distance, and it just keeps getting wider and wider. It'd be a mile long if we went out another 10 feet probably. But it's doing what that doesn't need to be. That doesn't need to be completely square. This side needs to be square because that's the side I'll use my T-square on. So I think I'm going to put a brace in the center and some blocks to hold it up in place. And that might be all I can do today because I'm getting tired, and the longer I stand, the worse my leg gets. So I did want to get this finished. I want to get it functional tonight. I might cut some uprights to just hold it up. So maybe I can sit down and draw on it, clean it up, clean all the dust off of it. Anyway, I'm not going to film anymore. I'll show you what I do if I do anything. Well, here it is in its final form. Well, it's not its final form, in its functioning form. Well, I don't know what I told you last time. I put that brace in the middle, and I put two stoppers here, and the uprights in the back are just props right now to hold it up. They're wedged in the back and wedged on the seam on the top. Haven't tried it out yet, but it seems fairly sturdy. But I mean, needs a lot of refinement. I was pretty rough. I didn't realize until I started putting that brace in that this had the big chunk in it. I could move that over. I don't even think I got it centered. But fired up my pin nailer and pin nailed that in with some glue on both sides. I think I want these uprights to fold down, pivot on a hinge or pin, and have different levels. I haven't decided what yet. whether I want dowels or I want, I think dowels would be good because I could pull dowels in and out, and it would save a lot of cutting. I've seen a lot of these that are notched, but like I said, this isn't going to be my permanent drafting table. It's just I tore my other one out and I wanted something, and I like clear drafting tables so that I can use them as a light table if I need to. I did do a little bit of sanding, but like if I was gonna, I might rebuild this because I like this design, and have it elsewhere in the house. But this edge right here, I don't like that. I would round that off, or maybe even put this forward where it pivots inside there. I could probably still do that if I think about it. I don't know how I'd hold it together. It would have to be on the inside. So yeah, that would be an improvement. That's one thing I like about just getting in there and working at it. You can see what it is that you want to do and what needs to be done to make it better. But this is about I can't zoom out anymore. This is about the height that I had my other table at. And I do need a ledge because I don't like taping everything down, but I think paper would sit on this, but it's probably going to slide behind there because that had a significant amount of room. Yeah, so that's it for now. Maybe I'll do something else, maybe I won't. Maybe I won't even upload this video. I've had the hardest time getting my videos to upload and get my editing done, so it's just something else to work on. And I've been doing more artwork than I have making lately, but just trying to get this house together, work the job, you know, take care of myself, and trying to achieve my goals. But yeah, this is a fun project. I'm glad I did it today. So anyway, hopefully I can get this one uploaded. Tell me what you think, and I'll see you next time. Live free and do no harm.